Start.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to your favorite show, SEDA, Science Exploration by Dahlia Group 4. Today's episode is very interesting because we are featuring the Adriatic Sea. Have you ever gone to a beach lined with trash and floating debris? Do you remember how frustrating that was? Well, you won't feel that here. The beaches on this sea are some of the most beautiful and cleanest in the world. The Adriatic Sea is part of the famous Mediterranean Sea and separates the Italian Peninsula and Balkan Peninsula. This sea has 1,246 islands, but only 69 of them are inhabited by people. So Vince, what comes to your mind when you hear the Adriatic Sea?
Oh, tourism. This sea is very suitable for tourists because of its cleanliness and transparency. Tourists can see and experience the wonders of nature under the sea. There are more than 7,000 animal and plant species in the Adriatic Sea. Do you know any other interesting facts about the Adriatic Sea?
Of course! The Adriatic Sea is known to be the most indented section of the Mediterranean Sea on the continent of Europe. It was created by the rising of the sea level by 96 meters following the last ice age in the Pleistocene period. Another thing is that you'll probably be shocked in this place. I mean, not just shocked, but shook, literally. That's because earthquakes are frequently experienced in the Adriatic Sea. In fact, 12 quakes of magnitude 2 and above were noted last November 24, 2022. Such movements are evident because the Adriatic Sea is located on the Apulian or Adriatic Plate. This plate was said to have separated from the African plate during the Mesozoic era. Its movement resulted in the formation of surrounding mountain chains and Apennine tectonic uplift after its collision with the Eurasian plate. In the late Oligocene, the Apennine Peninsula first formed, separating the Adriatic basin from the rest of the Mediterranean. Now, the Adriatic plate is seen in the deformation zone between the Eurasian and African plates. It was said to be pushed into the Eurasian continent lithosphere by the conversions of the Eurasian and African plates during a Cenozoic period.
Looking at the picture, the Adriatic Plate is said to be bordered by major fault zones surrounding it to the north and the east. In the northern region, there is the Peri-Adriatic line. To the east, along the Dinarides, a complex system of strike slip and thrust faults marks the boundary with the Eurasian Plate. On the west side, the Adriatic Plate subducts underneath the Apennine Mountains in Italy.
Do you know that plates have a border between them? It is called...
Manu, you got the wrong plate.
Oh. It is called the tectonic plate boundary. Plates move slowly, constantly, and in different directions. Hence, their movements became the basis for the classification of tectonic plate boundaries. The three types of tectonic plate boundaries are divergent, convergent, and transform. The divergent boundaries are said to be spreading boundaries. The plates are moving far apart from each other. Other activities that may occur are the following. 1. Magma pushing up to fill the space created by the separating of the two plates. And 2. Pillow lava formation. The most common divergent boundaries are the mid-ocean ridges that launched the plate tectonics revolution. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is an example.
Convergent boundaries, on the other hand, refer to the movement of plates towards each other. As the plates move toward each other, one subducts, resulting in volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Convergent boundaries are further classified into three, namely ocean to ocean, ocean to continent, and continent to continent. In an ocean to ocean convergent boundary, the older, colder, and denser plates subduct under the other. An example of the ocean to ocean convergent boundaries is the subduction of the Pacific plate south of Alaska. In an ocean to continent convergent boundary, the oceanic plate is pushed under the continent since it's older, colder, and denser. An example of it is the subduction of the Nazca plate under South America. And a continent to continent convergence happens when a continent collides with another continent. An example of it is the collision of the India plate with the Eurasian plate, creating the Himalaya mountains. The Rocky Mountains in BC and the Alberta are also a result of continent to continent collisions.
The last type of tectonic plate boundary is when one plate moves past the other. Some transform boundaries connect mid-ocean ridges and some connect continental parts. An example is the San Andreas Fault. Since tectonic plate movements are inevitable, it has a great impact on how and where humans live. Volcanic activities have resulted from tectonic plate movements have a lot of effects on humans. Such can create loss of homes, livelihood, and even lives. In addition to this, it affects the air quality as it releases sulfate and ash particles into the air, making it dangerous for living things to breathe. Another effect is the rise of sea level. This, as tectonic plates continue their movement, it partially results in the uplifting of regions and sinking of land. With that, coastal areas are affected, and humans living in that area will surely feel its effects again, resulting in displacement and loss of livelihood. Tsunamis and other natural disasters occur because of the tectonic plate movements.
But note that the effect of tectonic plates are not all disadvantageous. Tectonic plate movements have a great contribution in making the habitable planet. As tectonic plates move, the carbon is cycled and recycled within the Earth. It is said that tectonic plates have a major role in the carbon cycle and determining the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere mixes in the rain to form carbonic acid, which eventually weathers rocks and produces carbonates, which settle at the bottom of oceans and subduct into the mantle. However, if all the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere were subducted into the mantle, the Earth would freeze. So the loss of carbon dioxide is offset by volcanic eruptions at the subduction zone. These volcanoes release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, thereby replenishing the same, consequently contributing to one of the essential processes to help sustain life on Earth.
Despite the advantages of fertile land, water, and abundance of natural resources, humans should still continue to be cautious and alert of living in or near active fault lines and tectonic plates. A lot of natural disasters have occurred with the movement of the tectonic plates. One example is the 2011 Tohoku earthquake in Japan. It is said that a submerged portion of the North American plate pushed upward in the Japan Trench, resulting in a magnitude 9.0 earthquake and elevated a wall of seawater. This created a tsunami that moved toward and away from Japan. The waves moved as fast as up to 800 kilometers per hour. When those waves rolled up to the eastern shore of Japan, the tallest measured more than 10 meters high. The waves even moved toward the east, affecting Hawaii and the western coast of the United States, though weaker in force. The tsunami rushed inland and created a great flood, carrying with it ships, sweeping away cars, and destroying buildings. About 20,000 people were killed during this natural disaster. We hope you learned a lot today about the Adriatic Sea and tectonic plate boundaries.
We hope to see you in our next video. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. See you next time on SEDA.